Good morning. Happy Saturday. All right, I'm back. I've got a couple of fun things to do. It was payday Friday yesterday. We got to go on a date, my husband and I, for like the first time in forever. Last time we went out was in August. Like without our children. Last time we went out without our children, just the two of us, was back in August for our anniversary. So it was really fun. We went and got hibachi. We splurged a bit. We found this really cool, quirky bookstore to peruse. And then we have a couple of friends of ours watched our girls. They were so sweet and they had the funnest play date. And then we hung out and like chatted with them until like 8 o'clock at night, which is really late for us with little kids. We don't generally stay out too late anymore. So it was just a fun time. So this morning we went to the bank. I did all my budgeting for this new paycheck, and I've got some cash to put in my envelopes. I wanted to show you, I made some cute new envelope covers that they are on my coffee shop. They're already listed. Now mine are all, a lot of them are generic, like groceries or miscellaneous, but like some have like Heather's gas instead of just gas. So if you want them and you don't like a category, I do have one that is just a blank, so you can write in whatever you want on it. Or if you would really like to reach out and have me kind of customize some for you and send you a file, please let me know and we can maybe work something out for that. But yeah, aren't they super cute? I went with a springy theme because I am so ready for spring, and they're all different flower combinations, and I actually made the print. And yeah, there's 3 colors. So there's green, there's pink, and there's blue. And I figured having them different colors would kind of help me like in my brain to like sort out and know where things are. I don't quite have them memorized yet, but I figured over time as I use them, it'll make it easier for me to find things when I have lots of envelopes. But yeah, they're looking super cute. And yeah, okay. So there's that. Anyway, let's put our cash into our cash envelope. I have a little bit of, my budget was like on the dollar this week, but I do have some cash left over from last week that I never ended up playing with. So I would like to play some savings games with that. And I have to do my month ahead tracker for today. So currently I have 100, 250s, 1, 2, 3 20s. Not that much cash this week because I took a lot of my cash from last week to fill for this week and left the rest in the bank account because I'll show you in a minute, but almost every single bill is coming out of this one paycheck. My husband worked so much overtime. He did phenomenal and brought in a huge paycheck for us, which was great. But like I said, almost every single bill is coming out, and it's great that we could just cover it and we didn't have to freak out. But yeah, so it was a very high paycheck, but it's the very high bill one. And then the next paycheck, I was even looking ahead on like, there'll only be 3 bills coming out of the next one. So it'll give us some breathing room to kind of restock some things. But so here we go. So groceries, I put in $400, but I had $400 at home already, so I already put that in. My gas I already filled, and I just filled my tank this morning, so that was great. And I also got some groceries already this morning. My homeschool fund gets $135. I had 110 to put in, so I need to put 25 more in, and I went with a 20 and a 5. If you're wondering, I get this cash planning worksheet from Hey Hey Budgets, and I really appreciate it. It's just a simple, clean worksheet that helps me just plan my cash. Okay, so anyway, let's go to homeschool, which, do I even have it in here right now? I think I have it in my other one. Yep, I do. So I take my green wallet with me, and my pink wallet I just keep home because I don't want to carry all the cash around with me. A, it wouldn't all fit in a wallet, and B, I just don't want to be out and about with that much cash, particularly the things that I'm like saving up. One cool thing is my Easy Pass envelope is filled, so whenever Easy Pass does come out, I don't know when that will be. Oh, that's the blank one that you can just write whatever category in on. Whenever Easy Pass comes out, I can just deposit that money and not worry about it. So that's great because it's been a couple months. It came out in November, and we haven't been using tolls very much at all lately. Sorry, I have a toddler. But yeah, so whenever that does come out, we don't know. It might still be like a couple more months, but we just have the cash set aside and I don't have to worry about it. Here we go, homeschool fund. So I'm putting $25 more in it. So a 20 and a 5. And I am especially bulking my homeschool fund up because I know spring activities are coming up and then summer camps are starting to be released. And I was having fun yesterday making a list of all the summer camps I can find to try and decide what my daughter's going to do this year. Because I do count our summer camps as part of my daughter's activities. That comes out of our homeschool budget. So all of our activities, field trips, curriculum, school supplies, everything comes out of our homeschool budget. So far I've aimed for $2,500 a year. I don't know perfectly if I've stayed on budget. Sometimes I buy stuff like in bulk. So for example, I bought our whole reading program all together because it was at a serious discount, but that was 3 years worth of curriculum. So sometimes I go over, sometimes I also invested in a really good printer that was like $600 for Black Friday last year. But I print color like every single day. I've printed thousands of pages and I'm still using the ink that came in the box. So that has been very helpful. It allows us to use free curriculum or cheaper curriculum that I print from home, and I print for everything and I just never have to worry about it. It's been really, really wonderful. Okay, anyway, so our homeschool budget so far is up to 1, 2, 3, 400, 50, 70, 90, 500, 510, and 515. So that's awesome. So that will just about almost cover our summer camps. And I'm thinking she's probably going to want to do gymnastics again in the spring. But we'll see. There's lots of different activities around here. There's so many great opportunities for homeschoolers. So we'll see what she decides to do. She's actually going to be starting ice skating lessons at the end of this month on the 28th. We're so excited. We just did an ice skating field trip with our co-op and she's never been before. She was such a good sport. Like I prepared her ahead of time. I was like, when someone's learning to ice skate, you got to be prepared. You're going to fall down a lot. Like, don't get upset. And she was such a trooper. She fell down a million times, just like everybody, but she never once got upset. She just kept getting back up and had a blast. And she's so excited to keep learning to ice skate. So I'm really excited for that. And we live right near the Delaware line. So in Delaware, one of the ice rinks has a first state first graders promotion where they get a free session, not just one lesson, but a whole entire session of lessons for free in first grade. So we thought what an excellent program to take advantage of this year for her. So that way we're doing it this year. And if she really loves it, we'll continue paying for it in the future. We'll maybe see if we can topsy-turvy that between ice skating and gymnastics and other activities that she enjoys. But yeah, it's been great. So we're very excited. All right, Nessie Puppy gets $100. This is her envelope, and that's one where I put 2 50s in. She just got groomed yesterday, which she desperately needs. She's been so stinky. We got her groomed. If you have been paying attention, she started having seizures in January. She like got groomed and then 2 days later she had these horrific seizures. She's been doing great now. She's on medication. And she hasn't had any more since, but like we had just got her groomed and then she had seizures and she just lost control of everything. So she's been quite stinky. And, but with all the weather, it was like, well, what do we do? Because she's just going to go out and get stinky again. And it's finally, the snow is melting a bit. And so, yeah, we finally were able to get her groomed again. It's been great. So, but I'm trying to boost up a fund for our puppy. She's generally been a pretty inexpensive dog, but she's going to be 14 in March. So she's very near her 14th birthday. Puggles generally live 10 to 15 years. So while we don't like to think about it, this medical scare made us realize that we do really need to start making plans for her kind of end of life care and expect her to cost a little more and be prepared for any more emergencies that might come up. So I'm trying to kind of boost what we're putting away for her for now. So we've got 50, 100, 150, 160, 165, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 177, 178. So yeah, like I said, she just got groomed yesterday. We just got her new bag of dog food yesterday, so she should be good to go for a while, barring any emergencies. But yeah, that's a good little nest fund for our Nessie puppy. All right, next up is car maintenance, which we just got work done to our car. I think I'm actually gonna switch that. We literally just picked up my husband's car. He went in for an oil change and then we realized he needed 2 new tires. So that ended up being, you know, a little over $500. But luckily, because we've been budgeting and I had this money set aside, we could just absorb it. And it was the most amazing feeling because my husband, of course, automatically assumed we were going to be in trouble. And I was like, no, we're good. Let me just go. Here you go. Let's put this money in this envelope and we're good to go. It was a really nice feeling. So yeah, I'm going to put this right here with the blues. So we're going to add $100 back in. But yeah, so we just picked up his car. Hopefully it should be good to go for a long time. This guy's car has probably well over 200,000 miles on it. And it's still running great. And we're so grateful and we hope it continues to because I don't have money to replace it yet. And I really don't want to go into debt again, especially for a car, especially with the prices they're at these days. It's crazy. But okay, so we'll be driving these cars into the ground. And I'm excited about that. Okay, so that's our car maintenance. Home maintenance, we also had some unexpected home maintenance budgeting to do this week. So my daughters, they share a room, and bedtimes have just been really, really awful. My oldest one really rebels against bedtime. And it just got to the point where they had bunk beds, and we just didn't feel it was safe to have them in there with bunk beds, with the older one rebelling and the younger one being so little and so overtired because the older one's keeping her up, and then the younger one was having night terrors, and it was like, enough is enough. We decided we were going to move our little one back into our room for the time being and get rid of the bunk beds to make sure that they're both safe at night and hopefully get back into a better routine for bedtime. Little one, we moved her into our bedroom. She had night terrors the first night and hasn't had one since. So I think it was definitely the best move on her part, but I had to buy 2 new beds. So yeah, I bought a toddler bed for the little one I got for $20 off Facebook Marketplace. It was really cute, it was perfect. And then I bought a twin bed for my older daughter off Facebook Marketplace the very next day, and I only spent $30 on it. And the guy was so nice. And he like loaded it into the car for me and everything. He's like, it's been in storage. It definitely needs a little bit of bath, but it's basically brand new bed. We got it home, and like I went to get it out of the car, and like as soon as I got close to it, I could smell it. And I'm like, this was definitely in a cigarette household. It just smelled like cigarettes. So I brought it home. I tried to wash it. I did all-purpose cleaner. I did vinegar, and then I put it out on the front porch, and I was like, honestly, it's not as in good a shape as I thought it was in, and it reeks, and I definitely don't want my kids sleeping in that. So I was majorly bummed. I kind of wish I would have gotten a heads up that it was from a smoker household, but I guess that's on me. I really should have asked, but I always feel like awkward asking those questions. I'm not going to let myself feel awkward about it anymore because we don't smoke. It's disgusting. I don't want my kids breathing it in, and yeah. So that's on my front porch. I think I'm just going to try and donate it, and maybe Goodwill can get it cleaned up or decide to dispose of it. But I was like, I don't want to post it for sale again, and I don't want to just throw it in the trash. Like, I don't know, somebody, it might not bother them, particularly if they are a smoker, but yeah, so I'm just going to donate it. And I ordered a new bed off of Facebook Marketplace for, I think it was on clearance for like $52 something, and it should be here sometime next week. And hopefully that will be the end of our bedtime woes, and eventually we'll get them to sleep well and both in the same room and out of my bedroom again in the future. But for now, this is what's best for our family, and I'm okay with that. So at least we didn't break the bank. And yeah, but those were some unexpected funds, and I'm sure we're gonna have some other things come up since I haven't thought about it since we're like rearranging our house and stuff because of this. I also decided that we're gonna make a rule, and our second floor is only for sleeping and getting dressed. Our bedrooms are for sleeping and getting dressed. We're not gonna keep toys up there anymore. We're not gonna do alone time in our bedrooms anymore. That's just what they're for. And it's hard because we're home all day, and that means me and the little ones are in the same space all day, but nobody takes a nap during the day anymore. And at least very rarely. And like, I want to get rid of the idea that bedroom is where I play. I want it to be bedroom is where I sleep. And I want that to be where we're at, where our headspace is. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out where all these toys that were in their bedroom, that was a stressful thing every single day that I'd come upstairs and I couldn't even walk into their room because they're just too little to take care of the large quantity of toys that were in there. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out where they're gonna go. Right now, everything's just topsy-turvy, and that's just where we're at. But yeah, so I'm expecting more home maintenance to come up, so I put another $100 in there. But I already spent some of it from the bed because I ordered offline, so I made sure I calculated that into my cash. So we're only putting $44 of cash into our home maintenance fund today. So 20, and that looks like 3, but that's actually 4. So 44, 20, 20, and 4. Did I just close that? Yeah, I already had it open. So we'll add that in. How much is in here already? Let's see. Couple 20s, couple 1s. So we've got 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. So 69, and that's just a little bit of comfort area there. And not bad for buying, 3 new pieces of furniture in a week that we weren't planning on buying at all. I'll take it. Okay, so that's my cash envelopes. Once again, I'm really proud of them. I think they turned out really cute. They are on my Ko-fi. Go get them. They're free. Everything on my Ko-fi is free. There's not that much on there, but there are, I think, a few cute things on there. All right, so let's just kind of quickly review my budget, and then we'll see. So this is February monthly. It's still going on with the monthly budget, but I've been really enjoying having this spread, especially when it's time to do like the second paycheck of the month and figure out where everything went. So this was our last paycheck, which was all over the place because our Maryland tax return came in and we weren't really sure what to do with it at first. We'd ended up, if you saw my previous video, we decided to go ahead and put $2,000 of it into our month ahead. But the problem was it sat in our bank account And once again, when money's in the bank account, it just disappeared. It sat there for a few days and it ended up getting absorbed into, we went over budget on groceries. We went over budget on my husband's gas. No, that wasn't his fault. It was just the way that it just happened to peter out. He bought gas like the first day of the paycheck, and usually he only fills up twice in a paycheck, but he ended up needing to fill up 3 times. So it is what it is. It just happened. So theoretically we should go back down to only filling twice this paycheck, but we'll see. And then I use like every last ounce of my gas last paycheck. So I did up it a little bit more for this time. I upped it to $70 for myself, if you can see that. But everything else, we were under budget. We did great. Our emergency fund went way up because we added in the $2,000 from our tax return, as well as our $176 from our first deposit. So that was like unexpected and very exciting progress there. And my husband reminded me that he has a bonus coming up. He gets his annual bonus pretty soon, which in the past we've always kind of done, like when I was working, any like extracurriculars that I ran that I would get an extra paycheck for would be like my play money, and his bonuses were his play money. And after a couple years of me being home, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't very fair. So then we kind of decided the tax return would be my money and the bonus would still be his money to play with. But in kind of going through these Dave Ramsey steps, we really decided that, you know what, we really need to work on some family goals as a whole, and then we'll have play money again. So I think we're going to try and be responsible with this bonus money too. But obviously we've been so good with our federal tax return and our state tax return, paying off our debt, putting into our emergency fund. So we'll just kind of decide when that comes up what to do. But I think we're going to decide together, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, so overall, like I said, we were over budget in a couple areas. There were a lot of areas that I never even put cash into, but we really didn't spend. And I never ended up budgeting a lot of these because it just took me too long. I was going to do it by playing games and then just adding in, but then there were unexpected expenses that came up. So yeah, but overall we did pretty well. And we only had 3 bills come out last time, and I set aside some money for our utilities, which I've been really liking that plan. But then this month, or this paycheck specifically, not even just the month, just this one paycheck, my husband got over $3,000 he earned. He worked an awful lot of hours. I feel like I haven't seen him. But yeah, so our mortgage comes out, 3 out of 4 of our bills. So our internet, our insurance, and our home security. The only thing that doesn't come out is our cell phone. That came out last paycheck. All of our 3 utilities comes out, which is a lot because one of them only comes out like quarterly. So they all came out. And also, of course, it's winter, so our gas is extremely high for our heat. And we actually, it's been so cold that we put an electric heater on our 3rd floor because our heat doesn't quite reach up there, and we were worried about things freezing. So we even had an electric heater going up on our 3rd floor. So our electric bill is not exceptionally high, but it is a little higher than it's been. So that all is coming out, but I had $480 set aside from when I was just putting some away every paycheck when we weren't paying them, and that really helped to make that work. So that way it's only really $200 out of this paycheck because I had that set aside already. So that was great. And then out of I call them our luxury bills, the extras that we don't absolutely have to do, but we like to do. My husband has a Patreon subscription to an account that he likes to support. We have Hulu and Disney Plus combo for $20. We have Netflix for $20. And my husband has a Google One for his space on his phone. That's $3. Bethel is my church subscription. It's not really a subscription. That's but I have it on an auto payment. That's my I donate to my church every month. So that way I don't have to worry about having cash for the collection plate. But yeah, so that's my church. That doesn't come out this paycheck. That'll go to next paycheck again because it already just came out. And our Spotify already came out of the past paycheck. So basically almost every single bill we have comes out of this paycheck, which thank goodness it's a big one, but we're going to be fine. And that's great. And we can still cover all of our needs, even with a little extra boosting things up and putting some money into car maintenance, home maintenance. And then I bought my two-year-old a couple new pairs of pants on Amazon while I was ordering the bed because she's mostly rocking 2Ts and she's definitely like a solid 3T these days. So I actually bought her some 4Ts so she has a little room to grow. My older daughter, I got her these cool new necklaces off Amazon that kind of have a dual purpose. So yeah, I just snagged those. And then for myself, there was just this really cute binder. It's kind of like a budgeting binder, but if you've seen the people who do like the whatchamacallit, like the 100 100 envelope saving challenge or whatever, or if they like Disney Sidekicks minis, a lot of people are using them. So it's, I guess, like a trading card book, but you can put the minis in it. And it was on clearance for $10 and it was adorable. So I was like, splurge girl, get yourself a $10 binder. Yeah, I'm such a dork, but yeah. So that's this paycheck. We're sitting pretty, and it just worked out exactly every dollar perfectly. So I didn't really have any left over to do games with sinking funds because I knew there were areas that I absolutely like wanted to and had to put into. But it just worked out beautifully. So I'm very excited about that, to be paying all these bills in one paycheck, to pay everything that I absolutely needed to, and just be like, oh, we're fine, we're good. And like I said, I have a couple dollars left over from last paycheck that I never played. So that's what I'm gonna do with sinking funds games today, but I'll probably do it in another video. And then I started planning out next paycheck, which will be in March. And as you can see, there's only 3 bills coming out of the next one. So that should be beautiful. I'm very excited. Okie dokie. So that's where we're at in our budget. I think we're going to do our cash envelopes now. I'm gonna leave this upside down because the front cover has all pictures of my kids and family, and I try not to put them on social media. Sometimes I think I flip the page prematurely and they probably sneak in there, but I try not to, so yeah. All right, so next up, we're gonna do our month ahead. I have $176 that comes out of my paycheck and automatically deposits, and that already went through. And as you can see, we have already filled in the first couple of bills in our month ahead. My full goal is to do 6 months ahead, and we're working on it 1 month at a time. So yeah, we have done all of these. So let me go back and see this. So my goal is to put $16 in each envelope, and there are 11 envelopes, but like, let's see how many are left. So 1, 2, that's it. Really? Okay. So we're just going to do $16 into this one, and then the rest will just go into here. Yeah, that should work out, I think. So I'm going to do this a little bit backwards today. So I did I did orange and yellow last time because my orange marker started to die. So we're going to just start with green today. And like I said, I'm kind of just going to do it backwards. So it's 176 minus 16 goes into here. And these are $10 a box. Okay. How am I going to map that? So this one right now I think has 25 in it, technically. No. So that's $1. Did I do that right? I don't know if I did. Oh, yeah, because that was $1, 10, and 15. So I never got to this last time. Because that's what I did. So last time, since I had the 2000, it wasn't one of these. I just put the $2 in and filled up as I went. So this one will get 16, which I guess I'll do a 5 and a 1. And then I might just write that there's like a $1 in it. Does that make sense? Yeah, maybe. We're going to figure that out. Okay. So that's going to be 5. So that's 15. And like, if that's 10 and it's only $1, how should I do that? Maybe I should do just like a little sticky note, like IOU. I don't have any. Oh, wait, do I have any Savopoly IOUs? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save an IOU from Savopoly. Let me grab a little marker. We'll use this one. And I'm gonna say $1. So that way I know. I'm gonna let that dry. So this one has 16 and it was 176 minus 16 leaves 170 to put in here. So that's exciting. But I don't owe you like $1. I'm gonna say I have an extra $1, not I owe you. I have $1 extra. I'm just gonna assume that next time that I open this up, I'll just know what that means. If not, I'll always have a video to go back to, right? Okay, so that's exciting. We're like really close to finishing this first month. Okie dokie. So that means 170, and let's do the math on that. My calculator is upstairs because my 2-year-old stole it, so I'm just gonna do the math on the back of this. So this is $8 a box. Let's see. This is how I learned to do the division back in the day. All right, 8 doesn't go into 1, so that's 0. 8 goes into 17 twice. 2 times 8 is 16. That's going to be 10, so that's going to go in there. One more time, remainder of 2. Okay, so I'm going to have $2. So I'm going to get 21 boxes with an extra $2. So, and we said 8 box. This already has $2. So I'm going to do $2, an extra $4, 2, 4, 6. And then I'm gonna do 20, okay. So it's actually gonna be, that's 2, and then that's a half a box. So I'm gonna say 20 and another half. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then a half. So I'm gonna do this half right now. And then I'll color in the other ones. That's pretty good progress. I mean, it's not as good as throwing $2,000 into it, but I will take it. I'm excited about it. So yeah, after I finish this today, I think I'm just gonna go upstairs and work on trying to get my upstairs clean and tidy and figuring out what to do with stuff. And like I said, both my kids grew. We've got new beds and a new bedroom system going on up there. So there's lots of stuff to get out of there. I'm putting my younger daughter's clothes back in our room. Right now there's just a giant pile of clean laundry and toys and stuff that is both in my room and in the upstairs hallway that need to decide what's gonna be donated and what's gonna find a home and where that home is gonna be. Do you hear them giggling in the next room? My husband is home playing with the baby, and my older daughter, I believe, is just watching TV. But they're cute. And my dog is whining at the door because she wants to go out again. But we'll do that. I'll let her out right after this. And then I'll make a separate video for savings games. And we'll just kind of see where that last little bit of money that I have is. And then, you know what? I also really need to figure out what's going on with homeschooling, but I think I should work on the upstairs of my house first. That'd probably be more productive. And I also really want to, I think we're getting back to a healthier place where I want to start figuring out what's going on with my challenge. I honestly don't even know how many weeks are left in this quarter. Everything's just been put on hold to try and get back to a healthy place. And you know, I always just look on the positive side, and I'm always like, it's gonna be better from here on out. And then I always like jump the gun. So I'm just trying to take it one little baby step at a time. I'm gonna start trying to do more schoolwork again with my daughter next week, but keeping it low pressure. Look at that, guys. But yeah, and I think the weather, is gonna start getting warmer. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, I know, but that's okay. And yeah, so we made a little bit of progress. Thanks for hanging out in the month ahead with me and doing my cash envelope stuffing, and I will see you soon. All right, bye.